Hey guys, sorry you can't see my face today, but we're going to be changing the thermal paste on the CPU for the computer that I put together almost a year ago today. So first thing that I want to do is actually go in and kind of clean some of this stuff up. It's fairly dusty on the inside, so I have a duster here. I'm just going to go in and kind of shoot some dust out. So right now what we want to do is focus on changing that thermal paste that's actually located underneath the cooler here. So I do have a Ryzen system, so I actually use the actual Ryzen cooler that came along with the system. And in order to disassemble that, it's not that bad. Actually taking it apart. I don't want to take my graphics card out. Just bear with me, I didn't want to have to do this, but now it seems like I may have to. I really didn't want to have to take the graphics card off because this is a B450M motherboard. It's rather smaller than your other motherboards you may see out there. So I'm just going to take off the two screws that I have holding it in. And then guys, please make sure your power's disconnected before you try anything like this because you don't want to get shocked. All right, and there we are. And we can see the old paste on the bottom of the cooler here. We're gonna clean it up with a little bit of alcohol. And if you guys can see in there, you can see the old paste. This was the paste that actually came on the card. I'll zoom in just a little bit there so you guys can see it. That's the paste that came on the card. Not on the card, but that's the paste that actually came on the cooler. So this is the original OEM paste that came with the cooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that out. I have some alcohol swabs that I'm gonna use, or alcohol pads that I'm gonna use. I really recommend that if you are doing this, be better than me. Don't use alcohol pads. Use something a little bit more robust as far as just regular alcohol. But this is what I had on me today, so this is pretty convenient. So I'm gonna use this to clean it off. So there we are with that. Doesn't look that bad. Looks almost brand new. And now next we're going to do the cooler piece. We're going to do the same method. As you guys can see there, you can see where it was on the card. You can see the Ryzen imprint, maybe backwards for you guys on that. But we're literally going to take another alcohol pad and go around in circles and clean it up. So you can see that's where the heat sink has been, where this copper plate has been making contact with the card, and you can see it's discolored, but there's nothing I can really do about that. It's just going to be that color. It's just the way it is when the thermal paste was applied by the factory. So the next thing that we're going to do is take our thermal paste. I'm using some MX4 thermal compound by Arctic. There we go, MX4 thermal paste by Arctic, a little cheap thermal paste. And I'm literally just going to take a little bit of it and put it on the card. And I'll prop the case up a little bit so you guys can see that. Just gonna put a little dab right there in the middle. And there are lots of people who give all the different methods, you know, 3-line method and 1-dot method, but I do a dot, and I like to spread it a little bit on there. You know, some people are screaming blasphemy right now, but this is just what I want it to go with. And again, there are videos of people who have different methods that they like to use, but this is the method that I think will work better for me. Of course, I'm not telling you to do this particular method. This is just the way that I'm doing it. And it doesn't take a lot of thermal paste either. It doesn't take a lot. I literally put a little dab right on the top, and it doesn't take a lot. I'm just gonna put just a little bit more, in there, and I'm just gonna work that on there like so. Okay, I'm gonna take my cooler and I'm going to make sure that it hooks on these two black hooks down at the bottom. So I'm just gonna literally place it down on the CPU. So that's hooked down. I'm going to tighten the latch so it pulls down, so it should be secure like that. And then we're going to take our plug here and plug it back into the header. That's it. That's pretty much it, guys. Pretty simple process. So if you're a newbie and it's your first time doing it, it's really not that hard. I'm going to plug it in, do a thermal test, and we'll see what it looks like.
All right, guys, so before I was getting temperatures of about 84 to 85 degrees Celsius. I didn't record that particular Cinebench run before I changed the thermal paste, but as you guys can see now, I'm getting temperatures in between 81 and 82 degrees Celsius. So the thermal paste is actually doing a good job. My next step will be to find a better cooler that I can use with my CPU. I saw Jay's 2 Cents. They had one for $30 and it was from Amazon and it looked like a pretty good deal. So if you guys did like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. And if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. This is Patrick with Patch Tech Review. Peace!